This lecture is about the options contract, and first of all, options are the option is one of the type of the financial derivatives, and there are some features of these option contracts like option provide a right to buy or sell the underlying, and another feature of the option contract is you can purchase the right to buy or sell the underlying at fixed rate. Normally we call this rate as strike price, and there is some also duration of the contract, like during certain time frame. So there are three features. These are the three features of the option contracts. Options provide the right to buy, and first of all I write here the right to buy or right to sell. On the basis of these things, if you segregate these two into two parts, like right to buy and second is the right to sell, the options in which the holder can use the right to buy, can purchase the right to buy, this option is called call option, and the options in which there is a right, holder has a right to sell, these option called put option. So on the basis of right, there are two types of the options, like call option, buy option, and this is about the right. Now we discuss about the underlying. What are the underlying which we buy or sell, on which we purchase the right to buy or sell? Like there are different kinds of underlying. The first underlying can be a stock, like share of HBL Bank. Underlying can be any index, like Standard & Poor's 500 or KSE 100 index. And another underlying can be a bond, like these bond can be a government bond or private firms bond. So fourth underlying can be a interest rate, and like LIBOR, it depends upon the country. If I talk about in Pakistan, this rate can be a Karachi Interbank Offer rate, like. And next is about the currency. Currency also can be a underlying, like any of the foreign currency. If I'm in Pakistan, I'm assuming I'm from Pakistan, so any foreign currency like dollar, yuan, yen, pound, it depends upon the country in which I'm dealing my transactions. And last type is commodity. Commodities can be gold, oil, etc., gold, silver, metals. There are many commodities which can be underlying. And next we have I've already discussed about the fixed rate and the options. If I go for an option contract, let's say I want to purchase a option contract. I want to purchase call option. So in this case, I'm a holder of the contract because I purchase the option and I purchase the right to buy, and on the other hand, if I go for a contract with the broker, from where I will purchase this contract, let's say purchase this contract from a broker, definitely then broker will sell this contract to me. So in this case, what will be the major differentiation between my position and the broker position? I'm a buyer of the contract and broker is the seller of the contract. So in this case, broker has an obligation and I have right. So there's a little bit difference between obligation and the right. The party which has a right to buy, it means that if I want to buy, I will buy the underlying. I will execute the contract. If I do not want to execute the contract, I will not buy the underlying. But for the broker, how can we differentiate the obligation and the right? Obligation means that if I want to use my right to buy any underlying, if I want to use my right and I want to buy underlying, then it is the obligation of the broker to execute this contract. So in this case, I have a right whether I will execute the contract or not execute the contract. But for the broker, if I want, it is obligation of the broker, it is mandatory for the broker, he will sell the contract, he will execute the contract. So it means that I have a right, I have a flexibility, but broker do not have a flexibility. So against this flexibility, broker will charge some option premium, or normally this is also called option price. So against the option contract, normally the seller of the contract option normally charge option premium. Well, I'll discuss later about the option premium. So if these two parties go for a option contract, I'll buy a call option, this party will sell a call option. So in this case, I will pay a premium to the broker, and we both parties will fix price at start of the product. We both parties fix strike price at start of the contract. Okay, and the third is the during certain time. For example, it depends upon my requirement whether I want to go for a 30 days contract, whether I want to go for a 60 days contract. It depends upon my requirement. So if I go for a 30 days contract, so it means that the duration of the contract, the time frame of the contract is 30 days. So this is about a little bit introduction of the option contracts. And one thing remaining, which is the exercise option. I have a right to execute or not to execute. Okay, so question is, when I can execute the option contract? On the basis of execution, we have two types of options in the world. Like one type is the European options, and second is the American options. The European options always exercise on the expiry day. It means that if I go for an option contract at this point of time today, and this contract has a duration of 30 days, so on 30th day I will just execute the European option. So it means that the European options are execute at expiry, but the American options are execute anytime during contract. Okay, so anytime during contract mean if I buy an option today, I can execute at the first day, I can execute at the second day. If execution of the contract is in my favor, so I will execute at the first day, second day, 10th day, 15th day, at last day of 30th day. So it means that option premium, American options provide the flexibility to the option holders. So definitely premium of the American option should be higher as compared to the European options, because in the European option only one day to exercise the contract, to exercise the right, but in American options you have a right during all time frame of the contract. So it means that premium should be higher in the American options. So this is about little bit about the introduction of the option contracts. So now I move towards the example of the option contracts.